Right now, the gap between the RX 9070 and the RX 9070 XT looks like $50. That's the trap. On paper, it's a $50 decision, but at checkout, that gap can double, and most people never see it coming until the card's already in the cart. Here's the part the spec sheets won't tell you. These two share the exact same chip, same memory, same architecture, same features. The XT just runs more of it, and pulls a lot more power doing it. So the real question isn't which one is faster. You already know the XT wins that. It's whether the faster card is worth what it actually costs you on the day you buy. Stick around, and in a few minutes, you'll know exactly which one fits your build, which partner cards are worth buying, and how the links below can save you real money. So what actually separates these two? On the inside, almost nothing. Both run AMD's RDNA 4 architecture on the same Navi 48 chip. Both carry 16GB of GDDR6 memory on a 256-bit bus, so unlike Nvidia's 12GB RTX 5070, neither one chokes on textures at 4K or a couple of years from now. Both support FSR 4, that's Fidelity FX Super Resolution, AMD's AI upscaler, and most versions of both run on standard 8-pin power, sidestepping the 16-pin melting connector saga that's been roasting the high end. Mostly, and that word matters when we pick cards. The XT just gets more of the chip switched on, 64 compute units versus 56, plus higher clocks. That's where the speed comes from, but it costs you. The XT pulls up to 304 watts, while the plain 9070 sips just 220 watts. Same silicon, two very different power personalities. That extra hardware buys you real frames, just maybe not as many as you'd expect. Tom's hardware put the XT 13% ahead at 1440p and 15% ahead at 4K. Gamer's Nexus landed in the same zone, a 9 to 16% spread depending on the game, typically around 11 to 13. Call it low double digits. Real, but not the gulf the price difference sometimes implies. And the slower card here is no slouch. Both already beat Nvidia's RTX 5070 in most rasterized games with more memory on board. You're not choosing between good and bad. You're choosing between good and slightly better. The XT stretches its legs widest in the heaviest 4K titles. Tech Radar saw 15, 16% in Black Myth Wukong, and Cyberpunk maxed out. So for native 4K with everything cranked, the XT pulls a visible lead. At 1440p where most of you game, close enough that price should decide, not the benchmark. One honest caveat applies to both. In heavy ray tracing, RDNA 4 still trails Nvidia. It closed the gap this generation. It didn't erase it. If ray tracing is your whole reason for buying, weigh that first. And here's why the cheaper card quietly fights back. That 220-watt draw isn't just a number on a box. The plain 9070 is one of the most efficient cards on the market, and it shows where it counts. It runs cooler, it's easier to keep quiet, and it fits a smaller power supply. So you may not need to upgrade yours. In a small form factor build where heat and space are tight, it's simply the easier card to live with. Netted out, about 10% fewer frames for a cooler, calmer, less power-hungry card. For a lot of builds, that's a trade worth making. And a quick thing, if that efficiency angle just changed how you're thinking about this, a like genuinely helps push it in front of the next person about to overpay for watts they don't need. That's the only time I'll ask. Because watts and frames don't decide this, price does, and the price is where it gets sneaky. On paper, it's $549 versus $599. $50. At that gap, this is easy. Pay the extra $50, take the XT, done. But that's rarely the gap you'll actually see. As I record this, the plain 9070 sits near its MSRP, on cards like the PowerColor Reaper, while many XT models carry a premium that pushes the gap past $100. Then a sale hits, the XT drops, and the gap shrinks again. And here's a wrinkle. AMD's been steering production towards the XT, so the cheaper 9070 is often the harder one to find. When you spot it near 549, pounce. So don't trust a price from a video that's weeks stale. Check the live links in the description before you buy. That gap is the whole decision. Once you've picked your tier, not every version is worth buying. TechSpot tested 14 XT models head-to-head, and the spread matters. The XFX Mercury was one of their top performers. Fast, well-cooled, triple 8-pin, no connector worries. For value, the Gigabyte Gaming OC and PowerColor Reaper run cheaper, with the Reaper usually the cheapest way in. Skip whatever's flagged hottest and loudest unless it's deeply discounted. Now, something to consider. Only 2 XT cards swap 8-pin for the newer 16-pin connector, the Sapphire Nitro Plus and the ASRock Tai Chi, and they're the only 9070 XTs with melting reports. Keep it in perspective. Tom's hardware counts around 5 cases across the card's whole life, and the cause is still debated. Sapphire blames the bundled adapter. Both are excellent cards, so I'm not saying avoid them. Just feed one from a modern ATX 3.1 supply on a native 16-pin cable, not the bundled adapter, and seat it firmly. Rather skip the asterisk, the 8-pin models do the same job. For the plain 9070, you don't have this problem at all. At 220 watts, they're all on standard 8-pin. The PowerColor Reaper leads on value at MSRP, with the Sapphire Pulse and Asus Prime as solid, well-cooled alternatives. Everything's linked in the description. Sort by price, but buy the cheapest good model in your tier, not the cheapest card on the page. Glance at cooling, size, connector, and noise before you click. So which one should you buy? Here's the clean call. If you game at 1440p, and most of you do, the plain RX 9070 is the smarter buy whenever the XT Premium gets real. You give up a little over 10% of frames you'll rarely notice for a cooler, more efficient card that often costs $100 less in the real world. That's not the compromise pick, it's the value champion of this generation. Step up to the XT for one reason: native 4K with everything maxed, and only when the gap is small enough that the extra speed is basically free. So here's the rule to carry to checkout: let the price gap decide. Under about $60 apart, grab the XT. $100 or more apart, the plain 9070 wins. And at 1440p, you'll never feel the difference. Do that, and you check out knowing you bought exactly the right amount of GPU, not a watt or $1 more than your build needs. And if you're still deciding whether AMD's even the right team this round, I put the RX 9070 XT head-to-head with NVIDIA's RTX 5070. Go see which one actually came out ahead.